crazy.
Welcome to the Shield Football Podcast. I'm your host, Fredo. With me today, we got the whole crew in the building. We got that boy Jerron, boy DC, and Steven in the background and things like always. Gentlemen, what's up, man? What's good? DC?
Oh, Fredo, I didn't really know what to do myself, man. A Sunday with no football, man. It's a little strange.
Yeah.
You go to turn the TV on, and ain't much really going on as far as the news and notes for us. But, hey, here we are back in the saddle, ready to do it, Fredo.
Yeah, man. You can watch the NBA All-Star game if you wanted to, man. Jay, how about you, man?
It's actually not bad having that break. Yeah. I just wished everything else came quicker. Yeah. I wish somehow, some way, free agent needs to start the next week.
Yeah,
like, I don't care. The Super Bowl was already done. Free agency needs to start the next Monday, and then we just keep it going.
Man, but we need the Super Bowl chance to celebrate, man.
No, we don't.
Go out there, go to Disney World and whatnot. Go to talk shows. Give them, some love for them and celebrate that W they got.
They
man.
can celebrate. The GM needs to go to work.
Yeah,
the coaching staff needs to go to work.
So, I know y'all wondering, man, y'all guys are right here another episode. Yes, of course, man. For your football heads out there, there's always something to talk about. Well, this is the time that some of us like to get into more deep. Like the guy next to me. This is the time of the season that he nerds out. This is the time of the season that he likes to get more into deep within players and does his research. And man, this boy likes to do all that. But we're going to be here to talk about it, man. Like DC said, we got news and notes, and we got some free agencies we're going to talk about today. And we got some NFL dates that we need to keep an eye on. Gentlemen, so news and notes, man. Let's kick this off. So I want to talk about everything that's going on in Philly. Philadelphia is going to be Philadelphia. They're acting up over there. They said it was 2 gunshots up there, and we know that Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts been on the talk shows celebrating and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I want to say who the GM got hit with the beer can.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
yes, he did.
Yeah.
Print right there in his forehead.
Yeah, like unexpected. No one got
a full can of beer.
Yeah.
I can tell you where that blood was.
And he's the last person y'all need to be hitting with anything.
It shows how smart. Huh?
So that being said, DC, do you got anything elaborate with the whole Philly Super Bowl post thing?
I mean, it's just the world we live in. It's terrible, man. We can't have nice things. The people just here to celebrate. Just innocent people. Same thing with the Chiefs. Yeah. Same thing happened last year before last when they won.
Yep.
A shooting, people died. We really need to quit that, man. There's absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
Everybody there should have been happy.
Yeah.
It's in your city, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What are you upset about? You're still mad. So I don't get it, Fredo, man. I don't know what's wrong with people these days,
man. Like, if I could elaborate more on that, man, like, I get it, man. People too close to each other. You got alcohol involved. Hey, maybe some drugs. And you got some people that shouldn't be carrying at all, man. Mm-hmm. But just like anywhere, man, like at this point, I figured out that you could be anywhere in the world. And if there's a gathering, especially with a lot of people, you got some crazy people with you around. Unfortunately, that's the world that we're living in nowadays. Jay, how about you, man? So what are your thoughts on that, man? So far, everything going on, post Eagles, Super Bowl thing.
Oh, it's been crazy. I haven't really been following it. But to hear that there was a shooting is like you said last year, Kansas City did the same thing. It's kind of heartbreaking that it's the city's happiest moment, and knuckleheads always got to tarnish some stuff, So it's just crazy.
There's always them knuckleheads, man. Always, but yeah, man. So we got some more right here, man. So we got some players that we gonna talk about today. we got D Hop. So we go start a debate going on right now. Is DeAndre Hopkins a Hall of Famer? And then top of that, is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? DC, I'm gonna shoot this question out to you first, man. What do you think?
I think he gets in on the first round, Fredo. I do. I think it. We just talked about Fitzgerald last year, and I think he's gonna get in on the first round. Fitzgerald got 3 All-Pros. D-Hop got 5.
Yep.
So I think he gets in just on his work. I can't understand why they wouldn't after what we've seen him, even though on some subpar teams with some bad quarterback play, he was still able to put up numbers. Yeah. So I don't see why he wouldn't, Fredo. I think he gets in on the first time out.
Yeah. So, okay, I would love for him to go as first ballot, but you also got to remember he was here in Houston, and there was another wide receiver named Andre Johnson that he wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer. I believe he was a second ballot. And now I don't want to compare both of them stats, but we're gonna have to.
Right. Yeah.
If Andre didn't get in the first round, now are you saying that D Hop is a better wide receiver than Andre?
What the numbers say? What the numbers say?
Yeah,
I'm just saying. But I mean, Andre was a monster. He just didn't have the touchdowns.
Yeah,
that was the thing that kept him out the first round. He didn't have the touchdowns, but putting up the other numbers, he was there. Yeah, he had it. So I think he does get in.
Okay,
I think he does, man. And part of it is they was each other.
Yeah,
they were bouncing off each other at one point in time.
For first couple of years.
Yeah, when D Hop first hit the league, he got a lot of them kids because the coverage was pushed over to Andre's side. Yeah, we can't forget about that either. But I still think he gets in, Fredo.
Okay. All right, Jay. Now to you, man. Same question. Does D Hop get in the Hall of Fame, and is he a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Man, if he does retire in 5 years, does he get in the Hall of Fame? I don't think he's a first ballot, and I think he's going to be kind of a touchy Hall of Famer. He never was the wild guy, even though he had wild catches. He was always kind of quiet.
Yeah,
he didn't make a big fuss. He didn't make put on a show like a Terrell Owens or somebody like that, or a Julio Jones. He was more quiet.
Yeah,
more of the Mike Evans mode, but Mike Evans is even more elite. So it's going to be tough for Mike Evans to get a first ballot to me. So I think he might get in later, maybe second or third. I don't see him being the first.
Now, I believe Mike Evans could be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I still think that's going to be tough.
You think so?
Yeah, I still think that's
if Mike Evans is going to have a tough time to get in there, imagine D Hop.
We got to see the class. When they roll around, we got to see the class.
Now, I know that D Hop has said so far this offseason that he would like still to be playing in the NFL next season. To what team, we don't know. We know he's coming off from the Kansas City Chiefs. They made a run for the Super Bowl, but it wasn't as successful as they wanted to be. But I got some stats here, man. So overall, total yardage in his career, he has 12,965 touchdowns. He has 83. Average per catch was 13.2.
If he tops that 100 touchdown number, I think he's definitely in there. I just don't think he's gonna get there with the trajectory he's on right now.
Yeah,
because he's gonna be looking for a team.
Yeah,
and he's already got rumors of wanting to retire. I don't know if he's ready to go to a middling team and just be a nobody again. It's just he's not gonna be dominant.
No,
even when Hollywood Brown came back, he was put on the bench. So I think he's kind of done for right now.
So D Hop came into the league in 2013, and if he does play next year, that'll be his 12th year in the league, which that's pretty tough for a wide receiver, man, already to do. Wide receivers normally don't play past 13. But if he does, man, and like Jay said, if it gets close to that 100 number, hey man, maybe. And if he gets a Super Bowl out of it,
We're going to talk more in depth on free agents later, but with DeAndre Hopkins being a free agent, where would a good destination be?
Yeah.
I have one in mind for him to go to kind of help him get to that point. Do you have any spots? I'll give you mine right now. If he goes to Baltimore,
okay. I was gonna say Bills.
Buffalo.
But like he won't be that impact player, but he'd be a more of a tool than the impact player. DC?
I think he needs to go somewhere where they can move him to the slot. I think he need to be the third receiver. That way he'll get his numbers back up there.
Yeah.
But as far as being a 1 or 2, I think it's pretty much we're getting close to the end of that.
Yeah.
So if he can find a situation where they can put him in the slot a whole lot,
Yeah.
I think he'll get his numbers back.
I say the Bills because he'd be a cheaper option, but a better option what they got right now. I think he'd be the best number 2 wide receiver in that team. But yeah, all right, gentlemen. Move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Tucker, man. This dude he's like the new Deshaun Watson, man. Reports coming out now that Justin Tucker has sexual assault allegations. Now that it's 16 now,
Mm-hmm.
and that's crazy. The fact is, there's more numbers coming out. This is just like the Deshaun Watson scenario, but with the kicker. Jay, what are your thoughts on this, man?
It's crazy. Let me go into a little bit more detail. Okay, so it says last month, 6 massage therapists at high-end spas. High-end spas, you're trying to do this.
How can you afford that?
So that's strike number 1. Said Tucker repeatedly exposed himself, brushed them with his exposed penis, and in several cases left something on the table. So now it's up to 16, like Fredo said, and all women said his actions occurred from 2012, his rookie year, to 2016. So this is young Justin Tucker trying to get off. It's crazy. Like, I'm glad they put that the year the year that it happened, because I'm thinking in my mind it's like 2 years ago. I'm not gonna shoot him no bail, but this happened a long time ago, and it's just now coming out. I don't know how statute of limitations goes, but he's gonna be paying. He's gonna be paying some people. It seems like
he ain't got that lots of money.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like we said, like I said last episode, man, he doesn't even have half of Watts' money. It looks like he's gonna have to be working at XFL to run up this lawsuits, man, because 16 cases, man, that's crazy that we know of.
You're right. but my thing is, it's so egotistical to do this at high end spas. This isn't around the corner in the seedy areas of town. This is on your here it would be like Westheimer, Richmond, like it'll be, but it's crazy how everybody's coming out right now.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. DC, what are your thoughts on this, man?
I'm just thinking that the same money you spent just to get into that high end spa, you could have took that same money and went somewhere else.
Yeah.
Where everything would have been all good.
Yep.
And you're gonna risk your NFL Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
Oh, something like this? Man, like Jay said, it's very egotistic, man. You think you bigger than everything else.
Yeah.
And you just a kicker.
Yeah.
You're not even a quarterback. And you think you bigger than everybody else like that.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. There's places you can do that legally. Just pay your money and you do what you need to do. And you want to do that? Somebody that's not even willing? No. I can't get it. I can't get on with it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Maybe they were willing and then they changed their mind. I don't know.
Yeah.
But either way, there's other places you can go. Yeah. You'd have been better off.
Man, I guess some people just have a fetish there, man.
He's been outright banned from 2 spas.
Oh, that boy rough. He rough.
Outright, just you can't walk in here, homeboy.
It makes you think maybe he's the one that told Deshaun Watson. He said, "Hey, man, you heard about these massages?"
It's a sick, sad world.
Oh man, it is what it is, I guess, man. But yeah, that's not gonna be good for him for all his future.
No, at all.
All right, gentlemen, on to the next one, man. Aaron Rodgers, man. Basically, the New York Jets have informed him that they will be parting ways with him. It's not official yet. DC, you said there's a date, a timeline for that, right?
Yeah,
coming up.
There's a certain date that comes up when they make these cuts official. I just can't think of what the date it is.
Yeah. So basically, they informed him already. They told him, "Hey, we're going to part ways as soon when the time comes this season." And he's gonna be looking for a new home. Now, what will be a good fit for him now? Jay, what are your thoughts on this one, man?
I have no idea. He himself is a difficult cog to put into your team. I've been seeing reports everywhere from Minnesota to not Philadelphia, but for Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I say I have to pick one, it'll be Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I can see that too.
But it's not going to work anywhere he goes.
Right.
He's just on a. Is it me, or not? But I felt like he wanted to retire a couple years ago. Now he's kind of hanging on. He's forcing to play.
To me, I feel like he's been wanting to retire ever since he left Green Bay. Man, let's just look at it how it is, man. Ever since he left Green Bay, he has not been that Aaron Rodgers per Green Bay per se. And the fact is, everything he's done afterwards has not been anything positive. Everything has been negative. He got the head coach fired, brought his old wide receiver teammate with Adams, and his first game home and with his new team with the Jets, he got hurt and he was out for the whole season. Just everything with him, man, just have not been good, man. Like, I think these are signs that he should just take and just call it quits. You could be a first ballot Hall of Famer no matter what, man. You won the MVP, what, 3 times? Super Bowl 1 time? You've been there twice, right? He's been in the Super Bowl twice, right? Or just once?
Just once.
Just once? I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, man. Just end your career in a high note, I guess. DC?
Speaking of ego, Mr.
Right.
RELAX, you need to take your own words of advice. Because he still got enough in him. There's no doubt in my mind he can do what the Viking what Donald did this year.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But he's going to have to swallow his ego and take a step back.
Yeah.
And to do that, but that's the problem. He's not. He's going to walk in that door asking for that same $45 million what he's been getting these last couple of years. Yeah. Nobody's not going to take that kind of chance for that kind of money.
Yeah.
There's some teams that he probably could help, but he ain't. But him himself, he ain't going to take that position to want to step back and be coached. You know, it's going to be his way or the highway, and that's going to be his downfall right there.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough to bring somebody like that in the locker room, man.
Fresh odds for Aaron Rodgers' next team. Plus 250 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Plus 275 for the Las Vegas Raiders. Plus 400 for the San Francisco 49ers. I see no way.
Oh, no, man.
Unless he takes a backup job.
No. You think that arrogant dude's going to take a backup job?
Yeah, so
he's going to finesse his way in there.
So why is Vegas including them, do you think? Maybe they don't sign Purdy?
Right.
Is the only
that's what San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah, that's my thing. Maybe Purdy's asking for a ridiculous number that most of us feel like he don't deserve. So if Purdy's asking you for 60, what do you do then?
Yeah.
See, that's the whole deal.
Because the market, he's playing the market, basically.
Going on, this next one's very interesting. The Tennessee Titans are plus 450. They are in 4th place in the odds to get Aaron Rodgers. DC, you got to expound why. First of all, how would you feel if Aaron Rodgers was your quarterback?
The whole situation, it would have to be what it's going to cost him. and what our draft and free agency looks like. It's got to be a 1-year bridge. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be willing to do no more than that. That's my side. So if I could bring him in for 1 year and end up pulling out Carter out of the draft this year, in some kind of way pick up Hendrickson in free agency, I'm good with that for 1 year.
Yeah.
Because then we can go on and get a project later on in the draft.
Yeah.
But as far as him coming in there wanting to be multiple years, I can't do it, man. But if we're doing that just so we don't have to spend high draft capital on a quarterback just to get us through this next year, I'm good with that. But anything more than 1 year, I don't want no part of it, man, at all.
Mm-hmm. And at this point, he probably wants the security of having 2-3 years.
That's gonna be another problem.
So
right there.
he saw how that New York Jets treated him. There's no way he's gonna just take a 1 year deal.
Right.
It's no way. So, and then the last one is the Minnesota Vikings, and I can't. If he goes to Minnesota, everybody in that front office should be fired.
Yeah.
From what y'all had going on this last, man.
And they just drafted a quarterback.
Yeah.
He just got hurt. What's his name? Lynch? No. JJ?
McCarthy.
McCarthy,
Yep.
yeah.
JJ McCarthy. So that's just interesting. I didn't expect to see the Titans on there, but hell, we never know.
Yeah. And so I got one more piece of news right here. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. So Deebo Samuels reportedly has gained 20 pounds.
You want to be a running back?
So there's talks out there that San Francisco are now like want to push him out of there now. So, Jay, what were your thoughts on that one?
DC said it during the year. He's going to be a cap casualty. His number, he's got like $17 million a year, and he's owed no more money after next year. So, he's a cap casualty. I can see him going to somebody like Denver.
Yes.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like Denver as a fit just to get another playmaker. And if he gets two, that Maha era get his weight back down, because right now he is at running back status.
Yeah. Okay. DC.
I'm with Jay because I think Sean Payton can. I've seen Sean Payton do stuff with Taysom Hill.
Right.
I know he can do stuff with Debo. And of course, it never happened unless he cut the Rams. I don't know what McVay would do with him. I've heard different things like the Commanders.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to work out.
No.
I don't really think that would work out. I would if I'm them. I don't want that to come over.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's going to have to definitely drop some of that weight, man, and get back into shape. It's going to be uphill sledding for him, man.
Okay, let's go and talk about another wide receiver out there. So the Bengals plan to use the franchise tag on wide receiver T. Higgins for the second time in his career. Jay, what are your thoughts on this, man?
I was very surprised that they went this direction. A lot of people were disappointed because we want to kind of see the fireworks of the free agency.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like this is a sign and trade. This is a sign franchise tag, and we can have control over you while we look for a trade partner, and maybe we can get some value for them. It was said that the franchise tag for him will come out to about $26.18 million. That puts him right behind where Cooper Kupp is and right above where Devontae Smith is right now in salary. But it's just crazy that we still going through this. Joe Burrow has said he wants him there, and everybody's seeing what Philadelphia did, and I think that Philadelphia ruined a lot of people's salary caps because how they're able to fill everybody in and fit them under the salary cap. I think everybody thinks that can happen with their team, and you don't have Howie Roseman, so we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Jay, DC.
Those two teams are pushing it down the road, but Philly's doing it in a different way than Cincinnati did, kicking the can down the road. Philly's pushing that money. They got about 2 years.
Yeah.
Before stuff start to explode at Philadelphia. I'm telling you right now. Because Hurts money going to kick in, and then you got them young defensive linemen going to be ready to get paid. They got about 2 good years before the crap hits the fan. But, yeah, this T. Higgins, man, I'm waiting to hear him respond about being franchised again. Dude wanted his money, but you ain't paid Chase. And Chase finna go to the front of the line.
Yeah.
This coming up year, whenever they cut that check, he going to the front of the line. And then you're going to try to get this guy. You paying him 26 this year. He going to ask for more than that. If you franchise for 26, he going to ask for 30 on a contract. I'm telling me, what are you doing? Yeah. I don't see it, but like Jay said, it may be a trade bait deal. But when that does happen, I think the list's going to be very short. He's going to be like, hey, I get to pick where I go at that point.
Yeah.
Don't trade me because I'm not going to sign the extension if you do that.
Right.
So it can be a slippery slope, man. So you might want to go ahead and try to get this deal done. Both of them, him and Chase. But like I say, that's going to be a whole lot of money between the two of them, man. You're going to be almost $80 million between the two of them.
Sheesh.
It's going to be rough. And Burrow got that money too.
And then Mike Brown, they don't like paying signing bonuses like that.
No.
So imagine the signing bonus you got to get to both of them is going to be ridiculous.
Something's got to give.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Joe Burrow, he's coming out and saying that he wants them, but I don't know if he understands the salary cap implications. Trevor Lawrence was asked about having T. Higgins come to Jacksonville, and to me, that's a natural fit. It's just I don't know if he
wants to go there.
I don't know if he wants to go to Jacksonville.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Anything else on news and notes?
Little snippet. The Saints' new head coach Kellen Moore. I believe they're bringing in Brandon Staley as the defensive coordinator. It's a funny pairing because if you talk about anybody with their reputation, they're the two smart guys in the room. They're the smartest, the football geniuses, and it looks like they're going to link up in New Orleans, and I think that's going to be a disaster. Especially with their salary cap situation.
Yeah.
I have no idea why Kellen Moore took this as his first head coach job.
It's one of those deals where I hire you, then you hire me back.
Yeah.
He was OC for the Chargers
Right.
the year he got fired.
Right.
And I couldn't believe he took that job knowing that was a lame duck coach.
Right.
So, yeah, it's going to be, like Jay said, the salary cap is going to be an issue. The Saints are in sell. Everybody needs to go. Kamara ain't nobody safe.
Yeah.
And Derek Carr, they ain't sure he's the quarterback of the future for them, but they go have to do some real finagling to get rid of that contract. But yeah, everything must go with the Saints. They're gonna have to go all the way back down to the Bear studs, man.
Yeah. All right. Jay, you want to hop into these free agency?
Oh yeah.
All right.
We're gonna go ahead and give some destinations for free agents. Go down the line. Just give me a team or two that y'all think that would be the best fit, even if it's going back to their original home. Start out with the quarterback, Sam Darnold, Minnesota free agent. What is the best outcome for Sam Darnold? His best landing spot, Fredo?
Sam Darnold, huh? I think he should go somewhere that needs a quarterback, but not for a very long time. Maybe be a top of bridge quarterback. I say the Raiders, man.
I like that.
Raiders be a good fit for him over there.
Yeah, to me, it's either the Raiders or stay in Minnesota. You were good enough. It's just I don't know if Minnesota wants you
Exactly.
since they got their rookie. But my problem is the rookie ain't guaranteed. You have a guaranteed thing that you saw him. He can get you to a certain point, but now you got your big eyes open for J.J. McCarthy. What if he can't make it? So but either the Raiders or to stay there.
Yeah, and Sam Darnold's only he's going to be 28 this year. Still got a couple good years in him.
Yeah, DC.
The Giants. I think there's a possibility there for him to go there with their quarterback situation, depending on how the draft unfolds. But and the Titans, I wouldn't mind seeing that either. For him to come there. Yeah, he can definitely give us a few years while we get everything else straightened out.
Yeah,
and bring somebody else in behind him later on. But yeah, those are the two teams that come to mind, me, the Giants and the Titans.
That's a good point. If the Titans front office is smart, bringing somebody like that. The next name, Russell Wilson.
that's right.
Where do you think Russell Wilson has a chance? And it's okay if you can say the Toronto Argonauts. It's okay to say over NFL Europe. I just don't see anywhere he can start.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna stick with the Raiders again, man. Go back with his head coach, his old head coach. I mean, That or maybe I don't know, Cleveland.
It's all bad. You're bringing out good points, but
I mean, well, why not? I mean, like
he needs to be at the point where he can be a backup. Come to Dallas, be a backup.
So Russell Wilson has had a better year last year than he did those 2 years in Denver.
Absolutely.
You know,
that's
so
because Sean Payton hated him.
Yeah, that too. The first year head coach was a numbnuts. You know, he didn't know when to call a timeout and nothing like that. He didn't know how to manage the team well. And then you had this dictatorship of Sean Payton and
my
Russell,
way or the highway.
Yeah, it's that's it. There's only one way, and either you come along with it or you go stay behind. But yeah, I can see either the Raiders or the Browns, man, for Mr. Russell Wilson.
Oh, that's disgusting.
DC.
This next thing probably can relate to probably any of these quarterbacks we're talking about, but the Colts. Are you willing to stack it to go down with the ship? This is gonna be Rich's third year. Are you willing to tie yourself to the hip with him and go down with this ship? That's my thing. Because you got 1 year. You got 1 year to get this all fixed. They're going to clean house. Yeah. If things don't look any better, they're going to clean house, man. And so I think they're going to be looking for somebody next year. Like, they're going to get this thing turned around, man.
All right, the next name is Justin Fields. Again, comes in on the bench somewhere. Yeah. You come to Dallas, sit on the bench. We got a free agent backup. You can be our backup. That's what I would say.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. He's gonna be what? He's gonna be 26 this year before the season starts. I really don't see him as a starting quarterback anymore, man. The Justin Fields project did not last in the NFL, unfortunately, and that sucks, man. He could have had some good potentials if he just went to the right team and been coached up better, man. But he's been in a shitty position, man. Backup. That's the role I see him in. You know what? Why not put him in like somewhere like around maybe Jacksonville? Something like that. Backup quarterback. But I just don't see a team that's going to go out for him. I think Mariota's going to get a better backup job before he does. You know?
Probably.
DC, how about you, man?
Arizona.
Yeah.
Go there. It's just a matter of time for Kyler. You can go there to be a backup, but you may get your chance before the year's over if things don't change there. And, of course, Green Bay with LaFleur, of course, you'd be the backup, but if you do get a shot, I feel like he's the guy that can put you in a position to help you out offensively. Yeah, those will be the teams I think, Arizona and Green Bay.
Okay.
All right, moving on to wide receiver. Unfortunately, T. Higgins' name was crossed off. As of right now, next name, Chris Godwin. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, slot receiver. Often injured is the problem.
Yeah.
That he would be perfect for a bunch of teams if he could stay healthy. A team like Houston would be a real good spot. It's just I don't know if you want to get another injured wide receiver. Yeah. That's tough for Chris Godwin. I think he ends up going back to Tampa Bay just because of memories, basically.
Yeah, Jay. You know what, man? I'm gonna second that one, man. I can see him go to Houston. You know, he's gonna be 29 this year. He's not gonna cost you as much. He might cost you. You could get him if you could get him like around 18, 20 million. That'd be a good price right there. Maybe like for a 2-year deal, nothing big. I could see that, or maybe I could see him. Hey, what about the Steelers?
Yeah, that's not a bad name. That is not bad. He would fit well there, no matter what quarterback they bring in. Yeah. That's a good name.
I'm gonna go with the Rams. If they plan on moving on from Cooper Kupp,
which they are,
I think that'd be a good spot for him with the Rams.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Next name, Stephon Diggs, formerly of the Houston Texans, coming off an ACL tear. I think everybody has heard his link to Dallas, and that seems like a Dallas Cowboy type thing to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Dallas.
I also heard that he was kind of linked up to the Giants. Why the hell he wants to go over there? I don't know why. If it wasn't for if it's not Dallas or the Giants, man, I could see him maybe in San Francisco.
Didn't he play under Dayball?
Who was that? Oh,
When he was in Buffalo, did
Buffalo.
he? Yeah,
Right.
he played under. Why would he want to go back to that? Because he didn't have a good time there. I don't know. I'm not sure if it was under Dayball or not, but I don't know. It's the same system. Why would he want to go back?
It's it'd be a cheaper deal for San Francisco if he did win back over there. And also, he's 31 years old, and you could get him from a good 2 years out of him.
that's gonna be the question right there.
Yeah.
What his contract looks like.
Yeah.
For me, probably the Falcons, Atlanta. You got Drake on one side, and you got Mooney. But like I said, depending on what he's asking for, and how long he wants to be there, I think they can find a spot for him in Atlanta.
Yeah. Okay.
And if he does end up in New York, the rumors him and Cardi B together is going to be even more strong.
Yeah.
I think that's why the name came up because he got a little shorty up in New
that's
York.
For real? Because I heard that rumor.
That's the rumor.
Man, if it's a Diggs and a lady name come up, I'm probably gonna believe it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All of them are demon time. It's monsters.
Because I've been hearing that rumor since maybe like October. That they've been having a thing, but I thought she was a Offset, but I don't know shit.
No, they donezo. They donezo. Keenan Allen is the next name. I think he might actually end up in Houston this time. Remember, Houston wanted to bring him in. He chose to go to Chicago. I could see him doubling back and saying, "I'm sorry, let's run this back." I could see him in Houston.
You know what? I want to be mad at that, but I kind of feel that him and Nico Collins almost the same type of wide receiver. When I say type of receiver, I'm saying like body type. Both on over 6 feet tall. You really need some speed. So. I wouldn't be mad about that. To me, he'd be a better option than Robert Woods. I'll say that.
Absolutely, yeah.
But like, I wouldn't want him as a number 2 though. No. Like I would like him as a number 3, but
I
optional
think,
receiver. Yeah. I wouldn't be mad at that.
I think in that scenario, you're just building out your basketball team.
Yeah.
You're building out. Tank would be the point. Keenan would be like the 2 guard, and then Nico would be your small forward. And then you go from there.
You know what? As much as they're my divisional rivals, why not at the Colts?
They got Downs. That would take Downs off the field because he plays in a lot of slot. I don't. Downs is a good ass receiver
as a number 3 though. Options. Yeah. I mean, because they're going to need all the help they're going to get.
But they hoping Adonai Mitchell could.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So they got bodies. It's just are they going to play or not?
I mean, but you need that veterans.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna help.
DC, what do you think?
He said he only wants to go to the Bears, Chargers, and Rams. That's it. That's his list. He wants to go back to LA or stay in Chicago. So.
Oh no! Come on, bro.
That's what he said he wanted right there. So I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Yeah.
With the Rams, man. 'Cause like this year, he played the slot the whole time. He's to that, like I said about Diop. Put him in the slot.
Yeah.
And then he had a hell of a season out of the slot. So I'm thinking he'll end up anyone in the Rams.
It's crazy. Like, teams got to want you, dog.
Right.
Like, well, I don't know. Maybe he would fit in with the Rams as a cheaper Cooper Kupp option, but they've been dealing with Cooper Kupp. And it's not like Keenan Allen has the greatest injury history himself.
No.
Yeah.
So we can move on to running back now. Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones had that 1 year in Minnesota. What would be a good landing spot for Aaron Jones?
Well, man, you know what? How about Tampa Bay?
They got young, they got young talent there. Yeah. It would have to be like a
Miami.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it'd have to be like a Dallas or a Cincinnati. Somebody who needs constant production.
But he's also said that he wants to stay with Minnesota, so maybe he can work something out.
Maybe.
DC?
Yeah, it's all about what he wants, but I'm looking at the Saints because you got to move on. You got him to fire set if he
Yeah.
wants to go to that team.
Yeah.
Because that's going to save you a whole. He's a lot cheaper than Kamara's costing you. If you can move on from Kamara, you can bring him in, and he should be your starter in New Orleans.
Okay.
Next name, Najee Harris, Pittsburgh. People put him in Dallas. I can't see him in Dallas. I think he is a backup. I could see him in a Harbaugh scheme.
Yeah.
Just getting dirty yards
Yes, perfect.
with the Chargers, getting those ugly 2-yard conversions.
Yeah.
That's basically. And then next name, Nick Chubb. I definitely think he's moving on from Cleveland.
Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure like the way they did him this year was pretty. It was bad that he wants to cut ties with them. He's 29. He just turned 29.
You know what would be crazy? If he's healthy, go to Kansas City. If you're healthy enough,
Yeah.
you can be behind the number one guy,
Pacheco.
and then get your touches, be explosive, not have all the weight on you, and you can be. Yeah, I think Kansas City would be a good destination for him.
Yeah.
If healthy.
That's a good one right there.
I don't know what. Maybe Chicago with Swift. See how that's going to go. He's still that starter, right? I know they got Roshan Johnson there also.
Yeah.
And they got a new regime, so we don't know how this backfield is going to play out. I kind of think that Roshan may end up trying to take the lead this year with Swift there. Because I think they really like him a lot. But if I wouldn't mind if seeing Chicago trying to get a spot there.
And going to the defensive side, Khalil Mack, I think, is he retiring or not? I heard he might be retiring.
I heard he was and heard he not. So
All right, so Khalil Mack, I would bring him to Dallas, put him on the other side of Micah, and he would be way cheaper than getting a Myles Garrett. Just you can always use that other guy.
Khalil Mack, man, he'll be 34 this year coming into this new season.
I thought he was still pretty good for them last year, though.
Yeah,
he
he
not
was.
not crazy, but I think he was still pretty
You
good.
know, Khalil Mack has have a healthy career, man. He's have little injuries here, but nothing season-ending type of injuries.
You know what's crazy? Khalil Mack and Jadeveon Clowney were in the same
Class.
class, and we don't know. Jadeveon Clowney is a backup's backup at this point.
Still playing though.
Still playing with them traits, but he's a backup's backup.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. Like Khalil Mack, man, one his best years were in the Raiders, man. And then he got traded to the Bears, and then he signed with those who was it, the Chargers? Yeah, man.
A couple names. Chase Young. Anything pop off come to mind for Chase Young? I could see him. I wish somehow, some way he got forgiven and he could go back to Washington. I wish somehow, some way, but I don't see that happening.
There's a new regime over there.
Yeah,
man.
it's a whole new
coach, new owners.
dude never got the second contract.
I never did.
So now, do y'all think he's a bust?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Chase
Yeah.
Young is a
Yeah.
bust. Yes.
Yeah, he is.
See, that's my whole point about. See, you drafted a defensive end top 2 overall.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody said nothing about that. Ain't no coach get fired for that.
Yeah.
That'd be a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
He
yeah.
need the bust. They gonna clean house because you can't hide the quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's why I wouldn't mind taking over the edge rushers early, because if you miss on that quarterback that early, it's a wrap. Yeah. And this guy been in the league 5 years, didn't get a second contract. We don't even talk about it.
Yep. He got
But
traded.
you see, we still talk about Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold, all those guys. Yeah.
Travis Lawrence.
Yeah, all of them too.
Oh,
Fields, all of them boys. He wasn't even that high.
for Chase Young, go to Atlanta. Atlanta needs help. They just need bodies on the edge, really.
That'd have been a spot for Mac too if he wants to go there.
That or he could go to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably gonna need something.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You
They can't pay
think
everybody.
Oh, yeah,
he's a free agent.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
a free
man.
agent. Yeah. He led the league in sacks.
He's a free agent this year.
I think he's. I think he is.
I think next year. I don't see his name on the list.
He's not there.
No.
He got
Yeah.
one more year then.
Yeah, one more year, and then he's a free.
gone.
Yeah, he gone.
They got to trade him because they can't pay him.
Yeah,
they gonna have to trade him. He gonna walk.
He is definitely gone. And then going to linebacker, Bobby Wagner is pretty much the biggest name on here, or Zach Bond are the two biggest names, and I think they should just stay where they at.
Bond better stay where he at.
Yeah.
Get as much as he can out of Philly.
And I think that's pretty much it. There's other names, Justin Reed as safety, but other than that, I hope the Cowboys can re-sign Jordan Lewis. That's the one that I really, really want to come back. In this scheme, he would be perfect. In the Eberflus scheme, they put a premium on cornerback play, and he's one of the best slot cornerbacks in the league. But that's pretty much all the big names when it comes to free agency.
Okay. All right. Jay, so you said that you got some players you want to talk about, some college players coming into the NFL.
Definitely. Got a couple semi-scouting reports.
Jerron scouting reports.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Watched a couple of players. This is the time of year that I love. I love seeing prospects, what they may turn into in the future. Starting out with Tetaroa McMillan, Arizona wide receiver, 6'5", 212 pounds. Washington versus Colorado versus K-State, West Virginia, Utah, USC, and Arizona State. Go through this as quick as possible. Big body X receiver. He is good at comebacks. He works well in zone. He just finds the soft spot in zones pretty well. Good hands catches, that's plus. And jump balls for him are more 60-40. He's too big for most DBs. At 6'5", he moves well for his size, and the first tackler usually struggles to get him down on the ground. He's a bad ball catcher, and he's always working back on curls, hitches, and comeback routes. He's always working back to the ball. To me, that's his best trait. He's not scared to run back to a ball buzzing at his face because he has confidence in his hands. He won't win a 40-yard dash contest. This is like he's compared to Drake London, but Drake London has more burst than him because they're both big receivers, and I'm a little iffy on him at this moment. He's not overly explosive off the line, and he struggles to get off a press. Some wide receiver coach is going to have to teach him how to get off a press.
Yeah.
Snatches the ball out of the air. Plus on his hands. He can have a good yak after the catch, but again, textbook on curls, hitches, comebacks, long strider, and he's not very physical for his size. He's 6'5". He's not like a DK Metcalf. He's just lanky. He's lanky. He's gonna have to learn that physicality.
Put on some muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so comparison Drake London, but not as quick. He may be a number 2 wide receiver.
Okay.
The teams you think he might work at? What about Green Bay? If they move on from Watson,
He would be perfect in Green Bay.
Bay.
That would be the perfect landing
with
spot.
LaFleur.
LaFleur would get him open, and he would be an upgrade on those like the Reeds, the who's the Dubs.
Yeah.
He would be an upgrade on, and he'll be a good piece of that. I would rather have a Christian Watson at this moment, just because of how explosive he is. But it's a good question.
Yeah.
The next guy, Luther Burden III, Missouri wide receiver, Washington versus Boston College, Texas A&M, LSU, and Kansas State. He lines up in the slot as a slot only. I don't want to see him on the outside. I don't think he works well on the outside, and in my opinion, that's not worth the first round pick. So he's quick out of his cuts. He's got juice after the catch. Once the ball is in his hands, he is gone. He is tough to get. That's why we said he's good for the Texans. I could see him as a underneath threat. Let Tank and Nico draw the coverage down and have him on little bubbles, shallow crossings, sitting over the ball. Because once he gets the ball in his hands, dude is tough to break down. He's like a running back. He's used on gadget plays a lot. When I say gadget, like jet sweeps, screens, he'll come out of the backfield. He's underrated with the ball in his hand. He's shifty, makes defenders miss, and he's a yak specialist. The gadget plays are a plus and a minus because it's like on his tape, he's not really doing a lot of wide receiver stuff. Like he does it time to time, but the majority of the time they're getting him the ball and letting him go, which is smart in college. He's a yak guy. He's quick, and his only downside is all the amount of gadget plays. He's slot only, in my opinion, and he had a terrible year. Not a terrible year, but a down year compared to how he was in a previous campaign.
So he sounds like the guy that went to the Jets, the rookie. The one that dropped the football this year?
Yes.
Malachi Corley,
yes.
So he sounds like one of those guys. And Fredo, what pick do the Texans got?
25th.
So you saying you don't think he's the first, or he seems like a guy with Texans to trade back if they want it, versus taking him at 25?
If you really want him, get him at 25. I would be more prone to trading back because there's other slot-only receivers in this draft, and like Emeka Ibuka, I don't think he's a slot-only, but I think he works really well as a number 2 out of the slot. Luther Burden, I don't think he's going to be a number 1. I don't think he's a Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he's more comparison to a Golden Tate to me, who was always a number 2 or 3, and he worked better in the slot. I don't like him in the first round, but some team might love his capability. He can return punts also.
So PFF, you know, I know some people don't agree with their grades, but they have him, Luther, graded at 77.
And I'm sure last year they probably had him in the 80s if they showed his last year's. But 77 is not that bad. It's just once you actually look at him, it's just too much gimmick on his tape to me.
And then your boy McMillan, he's rated 84.
Yes, he's a monster. Yeah. For the Cowboys, my realistic top 4 or 5. Number 1, my wish list will be Mason Graham, which is the defensive tackle. Out of Michigan. Yeah. Love that dude. Next week I'll go over him. And then it'll be Will Johnson out of Michigan, also cornerback. I got to see what he runs. Then Teteroa McMillan. He'll be the perfect sidekick to CeeDee Lamb. And then Ashton Genty after that. And in that order is my wish list. And if I get any one of those 4, I'm good.
Yeah. But McMillan, we were talking about his speed. So as far as first round, how early would you be willing to take him? Top 15?
Top 15. Okay. Right around that Cowboys pick.
Okay.
Anything higher than that would be pushing. Because top 10 for a receiver, you need to be Jamar Chase. Yeah. You need to be Julio Jones or something, and he's not like that. To me, he's a number 2.
Number 2, okay, yeah.
He's a number 2. I kind of feel like Drake London was a number 2. I felt like Michael Pittman. He's in that mode to where he's an X, and he's a number 2. Both of these receivers to me are number 2s, especially Luther Burden.
Okay. Jay, anything else, man?
And I'm good. I'm all sold up.
Shit, man, that was some good takes right there, my boy.
I appreciate
Some
that.
good takes, man.
Sure, no doubt.
And for sure, Jay's gonna have some more for y'all.
Oh, yeah.
He has a list already.
Oh,
but he wants to break it down a little bit more, and that's one thing we appreciate about Jay, man. He's more very very detailed upon these things right here, man. Yeah, man. Like so, you said, with your 3 that you want from your team, my 3, more position wise, I say first we go wide receiver first.
Okay, so at your spot,
Yeah.
Luther Burton is in play. Emeka Ibuka, I don't think he makes it, but if he's there, he'll be perfect for y'all also. And then Marcus Golden from Texas.
And so if it's not wide receiver, defensive lineman for sure. Not an edge rusher, defensive lineman.
Defensive line, as in what, like a 3 tech or 1 tech?
I said 3 tech.
3 tech.
A three-
There's a cat out in Oregon he's popular 3 tech, but I can't remember his name right now.
I prefer a defensive lineman, and then if I can't have one of a corner or wide receiver, then the other need be a running back. But a running back not in the first round though. But out of those positions right there, I would like for them to attack it that way, like that. Wide receiver, defensive lineman, and running back either in the second round.
Running back, because you don't think Mixon can do this again, or you just want to give him some help?
Get some help. Yeah, that 1-2,
Gotcha.
man. 1-2. Take a lot of pressure out of Mixon.
But I think the Texans must go wide receiver. I
Yeah.
think they cannot leave first 2 rounds of receiver.
Yeah.
Because the way y'all payroll about to be set up, Fredo.
Yeah.
You finna pay your cornerback Stingley. And then you got them other 3 monsters coming up.
Ooh,
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think you're going to have to get a wide receiver on a rookie deal or on a very cheap contract.
Yeah.
So I think it's a must they go the first round and get a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have to fill that spot. And Tank probably going to be gone the whole year too.
Yeah.
So I think it's a must that first round they get a wide receiver.
So we got a comment from a loyal listener right here, Average Man.
so
And he says, with the offensive line issues, why the Texans should pick a wide receiver early, he says.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, Average Man, and I feel like this offensive line class is not that great.
no,
If anything, if you want to fix your offensive line, go through free agency.
yeah,
Yeah. Because offensive lineman, you're gonna need some experience, man. You can't hope and pray that a rookie offensive lineman is gonna work out. So you got to get some experience at that point. I say
the problem I have with that is you put so much in your offensive line already.
Exactly.
One of them has to
Right.
pan out.
Yes.
Because if you go free agents, that's even more money
More. Yeah.
that you're diverting from
No,
paying
but,
people.
But I'm not saying you go get. All right. So what I'm saying through free agency, you're not gonna get the top of the top. You gotta have to get your talents from an average offensive lineman and hope he works
You're
out
not
with
going to
him.
get better in free agency. That's the thing.
Yeah.
On the offensive line, I don't think you get better in free agency.
Well, offensive line, I feel like if you're gonna take a risk like that, might as well get him in the third round.
Yeah. Either way, you kind of made your bed with
Yeah.
this offensive line. It's unless you make some trades.
Yeah. Hey, so I've contemplated this in my head. I'm willing to trade Lemmy Tunsil.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm willing to trade him
For what?
That's the problem right there.
for a first round pick.
No. No.
Nobody's going to do that.
No, too old.
Nobody's going to do that.
Kansas City? Then he left tackle?
They're not going to do that.
Hey, basically their first round pick is a freaking second rounder.
They already got him. His name is Jamal Taylor, the one that keeps jumping outside. They already got one of them.
Would you take a 2 and a 5?
Hey, why not? At this point,
So what's your problem with Laramie Tunsil? Just explain.
explain. All right, he's getting up there in age.
Okay.
He's made a lot of mistakes, and the fact that you pay him a lot, he's your top dollar player in your team, and he's making so many mistakes, man. You got to let that go, man, and you just get him out the payroll. Like I'm ready for Lemmy Tunsil to be out, man. I think his term in Houston is done. He's a good pass blocker, but he sucks as a run blocker.
Yeah.
And so I think it's time for him to pack his bags, and we need somebody that will help protect more of the run now.
He's making his cap hit is $28 million, $28.8 million this year coming up. And you got to get creative. Yeah. That's the things that I get jealous of. Howie Roseman would find somehow, some way to turn him into a 1 and a 2. Yeah. Somehow, some way he would do it. But that's a good point. Like Larry Tunsil. But who would take over at left tackle?
At this point, try his backup. I want to say his name is Peterson, but his backup did pretty good as well. What? I mean, until then, till you find somebody, man, it just you got to save that payroll, man. Yeah. Because at this point, man, for that you're paying that much, nah, might as well get a backup, man. like I'm done. That's one thing, and he thinks he's too good to be doing extra sometimes, man. You know, it just his old demeanor, man. We need a leader in that offensive line, and he's not a leader, man.
And Sirianni's got his work cut. I mean, what's our coach, the GM?
Sirianni.
Nick Caserio.
Okay. He's got his work cut out for him. Yeah. This next few years, he got 2 guys that's top 3 picks. He got to figure out what he's gonna do with.
Yeah,
with the quarterback and the defensive end. And he got to pay the cornerback, so he better start right now. He better start hitting these drafts right now.
If he wants to keep his job, he needs to learn, needs to make some waves coming because
Stingler should be next year, right?
Yeah. No, this year
to get paid.
Well, he's available to get paid this year. Yeah, so and Stingling has been in a podcast. I forgot which one, man. It has 3 former NFL players in it.
I know what you thought. The Pivot.
Yes, the Pivot. Yeah, the Pivot podcast, and he said that he's gonna let his agent do everything, just like
I bet he is.
And like his. So basically, he said Nico just showed up to work and stay quiet, and that's what I'm gonna do. He said so. He knows he's about to get paid.
But y'all got a deal on Nico. I don't think he's taking that deal.
Yeah, I got a deal on Nico. I don't know,
but I say we got a fair deal because he's just been hurt. Every year, he's never had a healthy full season, but we'll see, man. We'll see what happens.
I would say that's a really good. That's the only thing you can do is get rid of Tunsil to make this hit hurt less.
Yeah. And believe me, man. Like I know we need a left tackle and everything, man. But the way how this offensive line is going, yeah, we just need something else, man. We need something new.
What do you the new OC?
Yeah,
I don't know. Did you see the press conference?
Yeah.
What do you think?
You know what, man? Like, all this talking doesn't help. It doesn't do shit to me.
Average man, you comment also. What do you think of the
OC? I've never have felt any impressed by any offensive coordinator that talks.
Okay, I got you.
To me, I need actions. I need results. You can promise me everything. This is the Houston offense. It's not the West Coast offense. You know, you can say all that, man. But to me, I need results in the damn field. And the fact is that they kept an assistant offensive lineman coach and promoted him to offensive line coach doesn't help neither, man. So we're gonna see what's up, man. But I'm just not that I'm not excited for it. I want to see, like you said, Jay. How can I wish we could forward this up already?
Yeah,
and see what was going to happen. But Average Man has 2 comments. I never wanted Tunsil here. Move him, please. His second one, the one that Jay wanted an answer to. Not impressed with the OC hire. So I think me and Average Man are right there, man.
Man, I wish I could see what's going to happen.
Yeah. But I give him a chance.
And
everybody's nobody until you're somebody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like at this point, I'm just hoping for the best. Yeah. That's all I can do right now. But if you ask me do I think highly of him or low of him, like, man, at this point, I'm just like this.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
So I heard some of the players on the Texans
yes.
kind of threw Slowick under the bus. They weren't confident in him going forward.
So
when they asked about it.
Yeah, so they were saying that second year, a lot of offensive players lost a lot of trust on him with play calling. They ain't gonna name drop some, but They said that even him and CJ Stroud butted heads a couple of times. So if you can't make coexist with your quarterback calling your offense, man, what makes you think the rest of the players are going to follow? I mean,
I don't know how to feel about it. It's good to say now. Were they complaining after year one?
Right.
Yeah, they were saying after the first season, and it kind of played out in the field that you could tell that something was wrong with the play calling. It wasn't like it was in the first year,
Right.
Like I don't know, maybe it got basic or he wasn't changing. I don't. Like I wish I knew more behind that.
But like when you say they were complaining in the first year, CJ had one of the best rookie seasons ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With a line that we thought that was in shambles.
Yeah.
They were just moving parts.
But-
and then now the next year come back around, he got his full offensive line and he looks worse.
Exactly. So something had to happen in the second part of this season that just passed. Something had to happen, man.
I think it's just the protection. The offensive line's not going to say it's on us. They're going to say it's on him and his protection schemes. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, but
we saw we watched it. The play calling was just bad.
Right.
He had to go. I just don't know if this guy is going to be an upgrade or
but
not.
now he's in Miami, and they hired him as a passing officer,
Senior
senior
passing game
advisor,
coordinator.
passing advisor coordinator.
What?
Well, those two were in 49ers together.
Yep.
That's why they hired him. They were both in San Francisco together.
My friend hires another.
Passing game coordinator. I just don't see his passing game was the downside.
Yeah. And the average man has another comment here. Texans may not make the playoffs next. Oh, come on.
He went to Miami. He might. Yeah, the whole staff might get fired next year if they don't get any better. He'll be on the market again.
That's all I got, guys.
DC?
I'm good, Fredo.
All right, Steven, let's wrap it up for today's episode, man. Thank you for tuning in to the Shield Football Podcast. Like always, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this podcast to your friends and family out there or any football head that you know out there. That'd be much appreciated. But we'll be back next week, same time. And until then, peace. Take care.
Later.
Peace out.